have no trauma. Cassie was living her best life. She's sitting somewhere now with $30 million laughing at all y'all. While y'all
100 million.
While y'all still sitting back dealing with reality. She was dealing in every fantasy that she could imagine. She had it.
Cassie was a high-class 304, simple and plain.
Yeah, my first disclaimer
Diddy did not turn that girl out. She was already doing that before he met her. He just took it to another level.
He jumped from Ryan Leslie to Diddy. She wasn't no good from the get-go. Imagine your girl in the studio with you, and somebody with more money walk in, and then she started giving him the eye. So that's the only game.
That's what she did.
So that lets you know the type of woman she is from the get-go. And what Tupac say, the more beautiful a woman, the more scandalous she is.
And then I hear these women talking about, man, no, he shouldn't have did. I know the smallest women out here, and some of you females know, it's some of the smallest women out here got the biggest mouth, be trying to fight all the biggest guys. Y'all see this every day.
If you get one of the sisters, I'm really interested on what they got. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Okay, let the sister speak. Come on, sister. We want to hear you, sister. Come on.
I was waiting for everybody to finish.
Go ahead. That was just something that bothered me.
No, come on, E. Come on. We want. Okay, the sister said she'll wait. Let's let the brother speak. Go and finish up, E, and then we pass it on around. Come on.
I done been locked up for rug crimes and all that back in the days. I'm for sure everybody done been, booked for some of that back in the day. You know how them Ricos work. That man was not no rug dealer. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't no rug dealer. That ain't even his field. He just had enough rugs for everybody to enjoy themselves while they was with him.
Well, he was smart because even with that, they still got to prove that he was the one supplying it. You know what I mean?
He wasn't.
Well, not that, bro. I got plenty of partners, right, who was locked up in the face. I went to the joint for a smack, right? I got plenty of partners that were locked up in the joint for keys of it, right? He is not that description at all. Brother, he does not fit that description at all. He wasn't involved in that. And look, I mean, the brother said this, he couldn't have said it no better. We're not talking about R. Kelly, so don't bring him up. We're not talking about Bill Cosby, because he wasn't drugging them doing his thing, right? We're not talking about Freeway Rick, because he wasn't pushing, narcotics like that, right? We're talking about a man that they're trying to convict because he was a freak. He was a freak with women who later on, now of course, he DV Cassie, and she was an adult woman. That happens all the time. It was her choice to leave. She stayed with him for over a decade. They are prosecuting this man literally for nothing. Not for pedophile, not for being a smack or a smug kingpin, or not. They're persecuting him for being a freak.
Probably for being part of that black boule.
I mean,
it's bigger than the sex, y'all. It's bigger than all of that. It's something.
Yeah, I mean, aren't they trying to get the RICO charges, sir? Like that, to speak to your point.
one bad story, why would you still keep signing? So that's the
Exactly.
thing. Everybody get exploited out here. That's the world, Joe.
Exactly, and that's kind of to my point. You know, how are these individuals being allowed to get in these positions? Like, how is Puffy? You know what I mean? I forget all the sex and all that. We talking about, you know, this man been involved in Pac and Biggie, you know, and a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and we could tell that he's a plant.
Oh,
But
man.
can I speak on that?
Yes, please, sister. Come on.
I don't think that Diddy is a plant. If you know, like, I'm a hip hop head. I've listened to hip hop from the time I was old enough to walk. If you know anything about hip hop, you know that Diddy built his career. You know that Diddy found talent when he himself was only 18 and 19 years old. Diddy didn't come in the game trying to be a rapper. Diddy came in the game trying to be a manager. So he was actually managing young artists. Because it was a time where hip hop was very different than it is now, right? Real music was being made, more prevalent, yada, yada. He was creating a lane for himself and where he met. And yes, Clive Davis, I'm glad somebody put that in the chat because that's exactly who mentored Diddy to become who he is. And there've been some things said about Clive himself too. Neither here nor there. We're not talking about Clive. But my point is that he sought the mentorship of people like Quincy Jones, people like Clive Davis, people like what's the guy that was running Motown? Shit, I can't think of his name. People like Teddy Riley. Like, so he sought the mentorship. Thank you. He sought the mentorship of these other, you know, producers. So you have to realize, you know, we're far removed from the Hollywood scene, but they're a community amongst themselves, right? Hollywood is a community amongst themselves. I live in Cali. I'm an hour away from LA. So when you're having the people who are mentoring people have a certain mentality, that is going to be what they beget in their mentors, in their mentees, right? That's going to be what they put off in their mentees. So his character, who he was as this mogul, he thought like that before he was even that, is what I'm trying to say. So, because he was hanging with men who already were that. So I don't think he's a plant. I think he made who he was in his career, and I think he became bigger than, you know, like a lot of people do in power, right? Not just in entertainment power, in political power, right? Look at our president. So the more power you start to get, the more you start to exert that power in not so good ways all the time. Do I think Diddy is guilty of a lot of shit? Yeah. He's guilty of being a vulture to some of these young artists. I mean, we all saw Making the Band. I don't know if y'all have read the book by Mark Curry. That's the guy that wrote Dancing with the Devil back when he first wrote that book, and they got the book kind of blacklisted on Amazon. Nobody really knew much about the book, but he talked about Diddy and Diddy's ways in that book. And that was from, like, I want to say 2008 or 9. So we've heard in our far proximity from Hollywood, we've heard things over the years about what Diddy has done. At the end of the day, this is my thing. I don't really care because I don't have a dog in the fight, but I do have an opinion, right? And my logical opinion is that I know that court and cases and trials don't really come down to the truth. They come down to which side made the better argument. Because at the end of the day, it's 8 people that are all human that are going to have to assess whether they were convinced or not. And that's really what trials are about. It should be about the truth, but justice doesn't always come down to the truth if you can't prove things. It comes down to who makes the bigger argument. So I personally think that the prosecution has made a better argument than the defense, and that is the reason that I think that he's going to be found guilty on most of the charges. And I'll land there.
May I ask you a question real quick, sister?
Sure.
So do you believe that music is influential and that it can be used to push an agenda?
Absolutely. That's been proven psychologically.
So
it doesn't mean that it pushes an agenda on every mind, but yes, it has been proven to be abusive the way you just said.
Correct. So in that mindset, right, when I say Diddy's a plant, I mean, a lot of times people go, you know, we can go way out there thinking plant meaning, you know, for the government, yada, yada. I mean, just in the sense of to push an agenda.
But what that that means in the that's how you use it. In the entertainment world, it means somebody that Hollywood purposely put there. That's what a plant means in the entertainment world, though. Somebody that Hollywood purposely put there. That's what it means.
Do you believe that he created his music out of creativity, or do you believe that he might have had a vision, and in the course of that, he was pulled in, and maybe, by somebody?
We're saying the same thing.
I'm just asking.
I'm
asking. Do you think that?
I agree. The way you're wording it is different than I worded it, but I just said the people that he was mentored by were already big-time Hollywood moguls when he, as a 19-year-old, started hanging with them, right? So that you're saying,
so basically, he was grown. So basically, he was grown.
Well, Scott,
You know what?
a lot of people call that.
I have a question for all y'all real quick.
I don't disagree
I didn't
with
say
that.
nothing the whole time, but I got a question for all y'all. We're on here talking about all of this stuff, and when he came up with, and said the word plant, I believe that at this point, the majority of us in our culture are all plants.
Yes.
Because we believe and feed all of this BS that's going on. I mean, we keep the train going. I mean, right now we're talking about Diddy. I never heard them talk about Hugh Hefner. I mean, this guy just openly ran basically a brothel.
I don't mean in a bad way. How old are you?
No, I'm 42. I'm sorry, I'm 43. I just turned 43.
Okay, Scott, and this is a general question for Scott, people on the panel. Okay, for people who've been in the streets, right? Whether you come from a good home and you were just running the streets or whatever, right? If you've been in the streets, you know basically, I don't care if you're in Texas, in California, if you're in New York or Florida, right? It's 3 or 4 basic rules, right? It's 3 or 4 basic rules. Whether you call it the streets, the gutter, whether you were out there robbing, committing unalivings or whatever, right? It's basically 3 to 4. Okay. It's basically 3 to 4 rules. And every hood, I don't care where you are in the country, and I'm making a point with this, that you don't violate. Can anybody on the panel tell me those 3 or 4 rules? If you were in the streets, you know.
Well, rule number 1, never talk to the cop. Your mouth closed.
Okay.
Talk to the police.
Okay, what else? Okay, what
else? Rule number 2, mind your business.
Okay, that's
still not rule number 1.
Go ahead.
You're on your own supply. No, I'm kidding. This is not. Go ahead.
Well, I think the rule comes down to
I'm not going to cross my connect.
I'm kidding. I like to laugh.
Never bite the hand that I make. Never bite the hand that feeds you.
This is the point that I'm making. I don't care whether you're from, like I said, anywhere in the country. The fundamental rules of the streets are the same. You don't do nothing to old folks. I don't care what hood you from. You don't do nothing to old folks. You don't do nothing to kids and women. And you don't do nothing to old folks, kids and women, and you don't commit snake or rape or whatever you want. Everything else is up in the air, but it's fundamental rules you do not violate. I don't care. And I've been all over the country. The rules, those basic fundamental rules are all the same. The point that I'm making,
breaking up, bro.
The point that I'm making is, when you get on the level with Diddy, it's the same thing. It's rules in every aspect of life that you get in. When you run in the street, if you're out there committing robberies, it's a certain lifestyle you live, certain rules you don't violate. If you're out there committing unalivings, it's a rule to that particular game too. If you're just out there selling, whatever you call them, nets or whatever, it's rules to every game, and the rules change the higher up the chain you get. In my opinion, he just simply violated rules. When he got to a certain level, he violated rules, just like Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, and all of them.
That's right.
Opening his mouth, talking about stuff he ain't had no business talking about.
Respectfully though, I mean, you might disagree with me. That's fine. Because we ain't here to be one monolith. I let my child my voice. I think that's something. The main rule. You was a black man that got wealthy. You already broke the rule, the mold, and everything else. That's just how I look at it. I don't think it's no rules once you go past that. You wasn't supposed to have nothing, wasn't supposed to be nothing. Rent wasn't supposed to be nothing. You ain't supposed to be a movie star. You keep breaking the mold. So you get to a certain level that you might can control some of the rules when you're around other blacks. But when you start cutting over their lane, like the alcohol game and everything like that, okay, we'll make you an ambassador, but you will not be controlling a thing. So he want control. And every black man that tried to reach for control, whether it's political control, financial control, meaning you want to open your own bank and everything, you about to go through hell. So he went through what he got to go through, and what I'm going to go through and you're going to go through as soon as you reach up for the next round. Bottom line.
That's the entertainers.
Spot on.
I believe that, but that's mainly for the people that put themselves in the spotlight. You got millionaires and billionaires that you ain't never heard of and wouldn't even know that are playing by a different set of rules because they're not depending on entertainment. But that's just the lane that we chose. We chose the entertainment lane to where we're in the public eye and we're influencers.
The sponsorship.
You got billionaires that aren't influencers, that they're just making their money. You know what I mean? They're doing it quietly. Say again?
Even most of them are sponsored. I mean, I've been doing a little research, and the majority of us, I mean, honestly, God, true, we don't have ownership.
No doubt. See, right there, you just know somebody. Go ahead. Yeah, I like that. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome.
Keep going.
We're all sponsored by somebody.
Okay.
So if we're sponsored by somebody, we're technically owned by somebody. And I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, even Oprah, all these people, well, Oprah not, but most of the people, they have somebody signs their checks.
Well, to your point.
A network or a company or a corporation, somebody signs their check. So as long as we have that, and we don't have ownership, what are we going to do? We own by somebody.
To your point.
Well, that'll be everybody on the planet, including white people.
Well, and that's another strong point. But to both strong points, I don't believe that there's any rules. They told you some rules, and you got the choice to follow them or not. And getting up there and the level, let's just keep it real, because people brought up the street a couple times. Well, I mean, for us that have dibbled and dabbled or whatever, I don't want to incriminate myself or nothing, but most people that came up play by their own rules. You don't know what the rules is today. But one thing I do know, I got a First Amendment and I got a second one. And as long as I got the second one, the first one will always stand. So that's the most of the rule. Once you get one of them in your waist, I'm writing the rules. And that's just what it is. It's power going down. It ain't just about money. They always tell me people ran to a microphone and talk crap about him. See, they don't know what's going on. But if that man get out, hey, man, y'all going to have to eat that. Y'all going to have to eat that. You will never be in the industry again. And that's how you're supposed to do it. Ain't no kumbaya thing when you try and come up.
You got that right.
If he get out, he's done.
If you get out, everything will go back after 4 months, and everybody is not the hype no more. He'll fall right back into place, and everybody forget about it, and it'll be on to the next one.
That's like Kanye.
That's basically all we do.
We got a short memory.
We don't stand on nothing.
Well, I mean, I don't stand against him. I don't stand against him. All I'm saying is, from Bill, it's almost like a simulation to him. I mean, Kelly, I seen the tape back in the day, man. It was crazy. So I always thought that he was guilty of that, and he should go to jail for that. You know what I'm saying? I know that was crazy to me because I was younger then. But outside of that, I mean, if a dude like to freak off with chicks, a dude, Chippendales, and these people talking all casual like they ain't guilty just the same, I mean, that's what come with playing in the devil's playground. You know what I mean? So
Devil's playground.
That's what it is.
You know what Diddy is guilty of, man?
No more.
Diddy is guilty of, some shit like that. He's guilty of, using his power and his money to influence others and to keep people down in the dirt, like a selfish dude.
Morality.
Yeah, he's guilty of morals. And not only that, he's guilty of, just using everybody, stepping on people. And he just
that's life.
Yes, exactly. That's why I say he's guilty of a lot of things. But I don't know if
that means that we will all be guilty of it. That means we all
guilty of doing more damage than he did good. So if you got power influence and money, you should try to do good with your power and influence. Now,
right,
you should. But if he gets
Can I step in and say?
I want to see what he's going to say though. What are you about to say?
Look at what's his name, Master P.
I just wanted to.
Master P.
Hold on, Johnny. Let the brother land and get it out.
I mean, y'all dudes could say.
And then I ain't heard from my brother Ali. When you, I know you probably moving and busy. Thank you. Okay. After they speak, I want to hear you, brother. Because Ali be moving. I know Ali will get up out of here.
Diddy don't have to do right. You know what I'm saying? Like half the people that got money do the same thing. But when I say what you did to Biggie, bro, you set that man up to get terminated, bro. You know you did.
I believe that too, Stack. I do.
And when I see that, that's foul, bro. He took away one of the most prolific artists of our game for his own personal gain.
That's we got to be careful. That's allegedly, bro. We don't got no documentation supporting that.
That's foul, bro. That's foul, bro. You know what I'm saying? So for that, I never liked him. You know what I'm saying? And that's my own personal opinion. Now, do he have to be doing good things and his morality have to be up? No, he don't have to do that because there's a lot of people with money doing the same thing. But that move right there, bro, it wasn't supposed to be out there in L.A., bro. And he know that, bro.
Yeah,
that's my only issue with him, man.
Excuse me, I'll just say real quick. On the legal side, I've been caught up in the legal system, and regardless of the fact, I don't want to see him go to jail. I don't want to have to see him deal with that. But on the spiritual side, I definitely want something to happen to him. I mean, just on the strength of, like, kids have been involved in this stuff,
Hey, man, that dude made a deal with Satan, bro.
Yeah.
F that dude, bro.
Y'all crazy.
Let's let Johnny speak. We want to let Johnny speak, and then we're going to let the brother up top speak. Hold on, brother. We're going to let Johnny speak. He wanted to get in. And then we're going to let Ali speak. Come on, Johnny.
Usher, Justin Bieber, all of them.
Come on, Johnny. Where you at, brother?
I'm right here.
Come on.
I'm right here. I was just waiting for everybody to finish. I didn't want to talk over.
I got you. Appreciate that, brother.
I apologize for doing that earlier, but what he should have done, Master P was a great example. Okay? Master P was in the game, he made the money, he did this and that, and then he got out of the game because he said there was no more money in it for him, per se. Okay, that was his opinion, but that was his choice. So he went and he did other things, and now he's showing as a spokesman to letting people to know, or letting them know, or telling them how they can make money. And you're going to start off like, you ain't going to be big like me or whatever, but I started like this to get where I'm at, and now I'm trying to show other people how to get that money like I did, but in their own kind of way. And I can appreciate a brother like that. What Diddy did is, I saw him on Facebook, and he was talking to somebody, whatever, then he stood up behind his desk in his chair, and he said, "I'm God." Okay, why would he say that? Okay, not only that, look at Russell Simmons. He went to Liberty. They was gonna get him too, and he told Diddy, "Hey man, look, you're gonna go down." He already seen it. He had that gift, a discerning gift. Diddy didn't listen. He over there living it up, starting his fame and fortune all over again, but he won't do that over there. But Diddy wanted to do what he did and figure he had all that power because he had money, controlling people, doing this, stepping all over them, like y'all was saying. And like the other brother said, you dance with the devil, you serve with the devil. That's my point.
Well, Diddy did say, I thought I told you that we won't stop. I don't expect him to stop. Also, it's a global world now when it comes to law enforcement. So it doesn't matter. You get up and go to Bali all you want. When they coming to get you, they coming to get you. So I don't know why people still... Listen to me, Mr. Johnny. Give me a second. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people think that you can get up and go anywhere on the globe unless you got a rocket ship and go to the moon or Mars or something like that. When they want you, they coming to get you. Just land there. There is no circumventing arrest. I really don't believe he did nothing to Usher or Justin Bieber. And the reason why I say that is I don't see him getting away with it and them letting somebody walk scot-free. If they try to throw him in jail for free calls, what make you think they ain't gonna throw him in jail for being a pedo? Like he ain't special. They said that about Mike, and then he had to pass away for the truth to come out that he never did anything. But you can't stop the tabloids and all of them from calling you Wacko Jacko and saying you sleep in a bariatric chamber. And all. I'm just saying, like you can't believe in a fairy. I'm not gonna be long, y'all, but I'm saying you can't believe in a fairy tale because guarantee. Now, I know people said they want to see something bad happen to them. Y'all got to pull back. Pray for people, man. You don't know him. Like, that's why I said to you earlier, play. I'm like, people talk like me. No, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because I want people to give it to me. I wasn't there. I know this though. When people buy big houses and they not married, the only thing to do is to throw a party. I've been in the Hollywood Hills. I ain't never been around Diddy, but I've been around some movie stars and stuff like that through my cousin. And I'm saying that to say, ain't nothing going on but some getting on, some more. The liquor just get more expensive. The women get more beautiful. And everybody got a little bit of powdered sugar on their nose, except me. You know what I mean? Because I like to be on point. But I'm saying, like, he really was an addict, man. Like, they two addicts. We talking about Pookie and whoever the character that Halle Berry played in New Jack City. You know what I'm saying? It's just they got the money to cover it up. Shout out to the rich junkies.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Dr. Cherry, I agree with you on that, but
yeah,
I do agree with you on that. Now I will say this because I believe that he's not guilty on the accounts. I don't think he's a perfect person, but you got to notice that every time we got somebody in our culture that has money, here comes the jealousy part. And what people say, oh, you evil, or you didn't do this, or that's for us to decide if we ever, or if some people ever get to that point, to be honest. It's like you can't say what he did or did not do because you already know that they're not going to tell you if he did do anything good. They're going to show you everything that he did bad. Because every person that is in our culture that could have been a light and a pathway, they are torn down. Hell, they're working on MLK right now. They trying to discredit him. They already discredited Bill Cosby, all of the great that he did, but now they want to resort him back to, he was just taking advantage of women. And we take all of this because now they trying to tear MLK down with it, say, he liked women. Okay. What about the good things they did do? You know what I'm saying? They want to put that in the forefront, but it's only our leaders that they're tearing down, and then we help them do it. Yeah. We help them do it. The whole time, it's us. We're like, yeah, he didn't deserve it anyway, or he's a part of this, or he's a part of that. Even if he is, why are we a part of the destruction of putting our own people down? Now, if he did something like being a pedo or something like that, I can completely understand, especially if it's true. But where we at on this now, it's all about money, and we know it's about money. We do.
All about money.
Ali, you there, Ali? I want to let my brother speak because he been up there patient.
I'm here, my brother. We said we want everybody be down in the black man. I'm down in the black man for the last 30 minutes again. You know what's funny? We don't expect Brad Pitt to give back to the white community. We don't expect Tom Cruise to give back to the white community. We don't expect Trump to do that. All these white men, as evil as they can be, as powerful they can be, everybody root behind them. They all behind them. Oh man, they powerful. All the brothers. I respect most of the stuff y'all saying, right? But when you really think about it, most of us do the same thing. When we poor, we talk about the rich black man. He should give back to the black community because all of us so used to being poor. Soon as you get rich, you ain't even think about the brothers no more. You ain't trying to give back. You're doing the same thing. So what's funny is nobody supports the black man. The brothers don't support the black man. The sisters don't support the black man. The kids don't support the black man. Ain't nobody fighting against strip clubs. Ain't nobody fighting against prostitution. Ain't nobody fighting against OnlyFans. Ain't nobody fighting against gold digging. Ain't nobody fighting against corn. Ain't nobody fighting against Playboy, Hugh Hefner, Hustler, Smacks, Kids, 304, selling Smacks. So why is it that we keep doing this? And I know I'm speaking from an emotional point because we know why we keep doing this, because we've been socially engineered to keep doing this. But we got to get more organized together. I want to say we trash, right, in my heart. But I know we're not trash. I know we kings. I know we queens. But why don't we push up all the brothers that we got to the top and just support them the way we're supposed to, and the sisters as well, too, and then truly assert what we're supposed to do is better organize as people and truly, what everybody's saying on here, at the root of it, I agree with y'all 100%. But again, this man was on trial for being freaky and for buying when a sister is selling instead of becoming a wife. She got peed in the mouth. Her jaw was sore because she liked too much D in her mouth too. She paid excuse me, she got the trainer. She was smexing the trainer, just like Tom Brady's wife was smexing her trainer too. And then she got with the dude. They FaceTime while it was on play. Her and Diddy was on FaceTime. She was smexing. She was FaceTiming her new husband. The new husband, she said, Diddy raped her, and then she went right back with Diddy again. It's too much going on to where brothers are always looking like the predators, just like my brother Shannon Sharp. A young girl want to go on OnlyFans and smell smecks, but we not stopping women from being 304. So if women can sell smecks to get power, then a man can use power to get smecks. We need to stop making our brothers be predators and victims. We should be pushing up the brother, just like some other brothers said, and know that he ain't going to jail because they couldn't prove nothing except for the brother freaky. And y'all know most of y'all nasty, freaky, and licking booty now too.
Come on, Ali. Ali cooking.
Oh yeah, cook Ali.
Cook Ali. What the fuck? What?
I got a question.
Oh, he fried.
I'm sorry.
He beyond cook. He fried.
Come on. Come on.
Okay. Sometimes you think, come on, I don't know which person.
No, I'm sorry. You was talking, sister. Come on. Come on.
And then I want to end up interrupting whoever you might have been talking to.
Come on, it's you.
My question is, so, because like I said, I don't care. You know, I don't have a dog in the fight, but I do observe and have an opinion on things like any other person. So my question, though, is, and I get what you're saying, do you think this is a race case?
Yes.
Wow. Who you was asking, everybody or Ali?
Okay,
Ali specifically because he seemed more passionate about that particular
I'm trying to.
The core is race, but it used women. It used women and our women to put them in this position. But the core is race. So all the things that.
And I only asked Ali just for context because they did go after, you know, Epstein and Weinstein for similar things too.
Yes.
And so I'm just like.
So the sisters support Black Lives Matter, which is run by TRANS and gay GAY women, LSBIAN women. And also the women use the court system against their men, and they use feminist movement, which is by Karen, to go against their men, but. Somehow you're a white T woman when it's convenient, but then you support all the white T movements when it's going against your man. So it's the system at the core of it, but then the sisters use the system against the brothers, and they use the white T woman against the brothers. They use the LGBT community against the brothers. They use their kids against the brothers. So until the sisters fight with the brothers and support their brothers and put them back on their throne, you're gonna be feeling the full blend of the world as us being in last place. Until our sisters, because our sisters keep saying that, you know, we as powerful as our sisters. What you got to help the brothers be powerful, so we can put you back on the throne as well too. So it's race at the core. But it's the women and our children and the system going against us on the surface.
Yeah, I like the perspective of both people.
Ali for president.
My whole thing is this, though, on a realistic level, like what y'all talking about is idealistic. I subscribe to that. I'm trying. But until you go out there and try that, it don't go the way it's supposed to go. Like, long as it don't take much if you black. You know, driving a Hot Wheel, everybody kissing your butt. You own a store, don't let it be brick and mortar. Everybody kissing your butt. Don't let you throw some jewelry on and throw a party, buy out the bar. Now you like God around there to them. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's hard for people to leave the hood. So all I'm saying is, idealistically, yeah, wonderful, amen. But the fact we got to talk about that is the main problem. And I feel like, truth be told, for me, he played the game. How you supposed to play it? F you, pay me. Now, we just bought it the street earlier, right? I say the rap game just like the CRACK game, right? So it's me first. What Frank White say in King of New York? If a nickel bag gets sold on 125th Street, I want in. So he a New Yorker, man, and every New Yorker I know, I'm from Philly. I'm not making that. I'm not better than nobody. I'm saying, but there is a temperature up here of dog eat dog that when you're rising up there, I play this game well. Because first of all, it's F you, pay me. So you ain't gonna get up there with the kumbaya and looking out for this one and that. When they said Bill was an MFer, they saying the comedy game. What they saying that Steve Harvey was hating on Bernie Mac. So let me know it don't matter. It don't matter what level you on. Until we understand, I want for my brother what I want for myself, then we not gonna have nothing for that. To talk about the women aspect, and I'm going at you. I'll follow your page. I love it. You're a smart brother, but I feel like you gotta give these girls something to look up to. I don't expect a girl to do nothing but try to play. That's just me.
I'm just saying though.
No, hey, I'll be quiet in a second. The reason why is because she's of what this country builds, the modern woman. And the skin color don't stop it. and that can't make her listen to me. So I got to show her what it is to be a real man. So she's supposed to challenge me, and I'm supposed to let her know I'm not to be challenged. You know what I mean? I'll rest my case there. Y'all got it.
I'm saying if somebody relative did this shit that Diddy did, nobody would be having none of this stuff to say. If it was your neighbor or your employee that you work with, and they was out here doing all that stuff that they claiming Diddy doing right now, nobody would have none of this talking points. Folks only saying this because he famous. That's the only reason folks letting it slide. In 1 minute, I seen somebody say, well, Diddy orientation don't matter what he doing. Then the next minute, somebody came up here and said that BLM, they orientation matter when people was following that. So which one is it? If I was one of y'all homeboys and I say, hey man, I got one of these girls on her knees, I'm putting this thing in her mouth all day. I got her selling that all day. I'm looking for one of these boys to come do something. Y'all not gonna have them same talking points, but y'all be like, damn, but this boy crazy. Let me get from around him. I don't want my kids around that. That's
I'm gonna say, what's my cut?
You gonna say that quick. You probably not gonna say that in real life, bro. Like we saying that on TikTok, but in real life, I told you I had some boys ready to stick their thing in one of these girls right here. I'm trying to rub they whatever on my body. Not finna say I want my cut. You're not gonna say that. That's the part.
I'm saying I was thinking for it was reality.
Let me land my plane. So I feel what everybody's saying, but I feel like it's like that Boondocks episode when people was all talking about R. Kelly. He had to come out here and say, bro, he is not Martin Luther King. Y'all got the wrong idea. I ain't saying he did or didn't. Are they trying to take what he did? What type of trauma he caused him?
Clear skin, you know, he Right. I agree, brother. All I'm saying is that the sisters contradict themselves. They support what they say they're against. They'll start relationships for the same reason they end them. They don't commit. They'll change their mind over and over again. And like they don't commit. They'll change their mind over and over again. And like the brother said before he left, a lot of sisters just do what convenient, and that's what they deal with. That's the problem. Instead of supporting righteousness and the betterment of deal with, that's the problem. Instead of supporting righteousness and the betterment of society by supporting the great man and rule with the broke man, the rich one, the great man and rule with the broke man, the rich man. Right. To do what they're doing. Don't give them the reason. Just sit on it. See, this is what we said, man. Now, look how men act. Don't give them that.
But peep this, I'm gonna have to disagree with you because I'm not finna capitulate, especially on this device. They can have this right here. But we still run the world. We still making the real moves while they're just talking on TikTok. But you see how they're critical on that last live.
Of course, but you gotta know where you at.
But you see how they're critical on that last live.
Of course, but you gotta know where you at. If it's your show and you do it on respect, that's all I'm saying. I get what you're saying at the core, but if you're going to somebody else's house,
bro.
Who kicked? Hold on.
A host of me and him good. The people who kept kicking me off was the females. You off, but you were a lot nicer.
Wait.
not on this show.
I'm sorry.
I want to give you your flowers because you doing your thing on social media, and I see the growth over the years, sir. You doing your thing, I gave Ali his flowers. The I Am Truth. He doing his thing as well.
I appreciate y'all. I'm tapped in with you, brother.
So why he's so respected is because he let people dig their own grave. He showed love to women and men, and he'll let people showcase themselves at their time. Like he showed love, he neutral, but he still keep it real and honest. But he give this everybody to G and love. And if you
we talking about Chris Brown or we talking about Diddy? I'm gonna ask you a question.
We were just talking about bigger podcast.
Okay. So in light of what's going
about him, I know something wrong with you.
Going on with Diddy. When I heard gonna unalive and do things. Yeah. Now here's the thing. Diddy, we didn't catch him in no vocal doing none of the vocal. I know she was saying she was gonna.
Not only ignorant, but it's also arrogant. Because I've been cut off so many times in this conversation because either I didn't agree with Ali or he assumed I didn't agree with him, even in instances where I actually was agreeing with him. Because he has to be the dominant person in the conversation. Men like that, I feel like why women say a lot of the things they do, especially our men, it comes off aggressive. It comes off very harmful to what I consider having my soft life. And yeah, I did say I had a man, but the fact that I have a daughter, I have a sister who's unmarried, I have a mom, I have aunts, I have women in my life that I also deal with on a familial basis and on a friendship level. So I've not only been in proximity probably to more women that I wasn't trying to sleep with, because again, the male is after the woman for most of the time, one reason. So you can't speak on how we think. And I feel like it's just like unfair to try to create this echo chamber where everybody has to agree. You invite people on a panel as opposition, and then you don't let them actually speak on what they're opposing. And that's all I'm actually going to say about it.
Hey, I'm sorry, y'all just said women speak quick.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. So I agree with Butterfly was saying. I thank you for the men that actually allow us to have a voice. It's not a man or a woman thing. Everybody wants to be heard and valued in their perspective. Everybody. So I think that's where we should start from, to not automatically assume that someone is lying. For someone to express how they feel and their emotions about a situation takes bravery. So if you have time to do that and then still lie about it, that's just the company that you just shouldn't keep. You shouldn't individualize that to male or female. That's just someone that doesn't know their self and is not willing to describe their true self. I don't want to go back and forth with the men, but it does seem like that maybe some women in your life have disappointed you or shown you this reflection of women. And I apologize on that behalf, because women are a great creation. We're a great attitude, but we are not here to make your life easier or to be of submission, in my perspective. I think that we are here as a creator, and we're here to be able to help create each other. But to speak on the prompts just quickly, my mother actually worked for Diddy in my teenage years. She was a fashion designer and she worked for State Property. And she told us many of stories once we got older about Diddy and how he uses his fame, how he uses his money, how he uses his position to persuade you to do things that you normally would not do, man or woman. You see that this was not just women, this was not just man. And the point of this was to degrade people and take their ego away from them, so that way he can get you to manipulate to do anything. This is not just what Diddy does. This is what everyday people in our lives do. We're just seeing it on a larger scale in the entertainment field. But you can identify people in your life that are a Diddy to you, where they take your power, and they're not going to do this with just anybody. They have to see somebody of value, somebody of worth. And they take that, they use it, and they manipulate you. They cause harm to you in a way that you probably don't even want to discuss.
Have you spoken to the prompt? I think. So I think it's open panel, but before open panel, again, we're at 254. Oh, Porcelain's up. Porcelain, you want to go ahead and talk about the tapping? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, everybody tap or the comments will go off. The host has almost 300 people in here, so it should be at 100K taps. And for Sean, I think your name, I can't really see it because I'm doing something I'm not supposed to right now. But I'm very triggered by what you said, saying that your mother worked for Diddy and that basically he was this monstrous person and that he used his resources to demean people. At what point did she not feel as though like she wasn't getting paid for her services? Why did she stay? See, I don't do that, because if I'm going to work for somebody in a corporate world and I feel like I'm being demeaned, undervalued, I'm not going to stay. So